An unknown agent, the protagonist, helps the CIA with a mission in Kiev, Ukraine, to prevent an opera siege and recover a stolen plutonium stockpile. His apparent goal is to rescue a man, which he accomplishes with the aid of a team that he disguises as SWAT personnel. The procedure reveals that the plutonium is false. The protagonist also discovers that the opera is being bombed, and he gathers the bombs to protect the people. One SWAT member holds the protagonist at gunpoint, but a masked shooter with a red string across his back saves him. The man in the mask seemed to be shooting a time-reversed weapon. The main character discards the explosive bag. And the populace is protected. Then, after being kidnapped and tortured, he bites on what appears to be a suicide pill and stops speaking. The protagonist discovers that the pill was a test of his loyalty upon awakening. He is also informed that his team didn't receive clarification. With only the knowledge that the word Tenet and a cross-fingered gesture will open many doors for him, he gets accepted into a covert organization. The protagonist breaks into a building where he discovers that technology has been created in the future that enables objects to have their entropy reversed and travel backward in time. A scientist hands him some reverse-firing bullets to show him how this works. A battle, according to the scientist, is about to break out as a result of objects being transmitted back in time from the future. With the aid of British intelligence operative Neil, the protagonist infiltrates the Mumbai home of an Indian billionaire in order to find the metal used to make the reversed bullets. He finds out that Priya, the billionaire's wife, is the one who is actually aware of what is going on. Priya informs the protagonist that a Russian arms dealer named Andrei Sater is in control of the time-reversing technology and is in contact with the future. Sir Michael Crosby, who the protagonist meets, informs him that an explosion occurred in the now-forgotten Russian city of Stalsk 12. He teaches the protagonist that in order to approach Sater, he must first talk to his, practically estranged, wife Kat. At a restaurant, Kat and the protagonist have a conversation. Kat informs the protagonist that Sater is in charge of her as a result of a fake artwork she provided him. She also says that she attempted to fall in love with him once more in the hopes that he would release her, but Sater gave her the choice to either stay or go and never see her kid again. She claims that while they were in Vietnam, she witnessed a woman dive off their yacht. On vacation. Soon, Sater's men show up to the eatery. Although one of them drives off with Kat as the protagonist is about to finish the last henchman, the protagonist manages to battle his way out and escape. Later, the protagonist makes an attempt to gain Kat's trust by obtaining the painting from an airport Freeport in Oslo. Neil surveys the situation first, and they decide to use a cargo plane crash to ignite a fire that will trigger the lockdown procedure and allow them to grab the painting. They enlist Mahir's assistance, who uses the plane catastrophe and gold bar diversion on the road. However, during the operation, two masked men, one facing forward and the other inverted, who had just emerged from a Pentagon temporal threshold assaulted the protagonist and Neil. Before the protagonist and Neil can identify the assailants, they both flee. Priya, who the protagonist encounters, informs him that the two villains were the same individual. Returning to Kat, the protagonist requests her assistance in meeting Sater. Kat sets up the protagonist's attendance to Sater's dinner party, but the oligarch is skeptical of him until he brings up opera. Sater, the protagonist, and Kat are sailing when Sater is pushed off the boat by Kat as they are talking about plutonium. He is saved by the protagonist, and Kat is upset with him for it.